still have about a half hour until my shift starts, so I was trying to think of what I can talk about. Like, I've been trying to think of subject matter for a more serious video, something with more substance than like a makeup review or a haul or an unboxing, you know, more substance than that, because, you know, makeup is an art and I love it and everything, but I don't want to give the wrong idea about myself that that's all I really think about, because there's so much more going on up here than that. I'm a very politically minded person, and so with the upcoming election, I have a lot of strong opinions on basically the issues that we're facing as a country, and which candidates are going to help us and which ones are going to hurt us. So I'll get right into it. The big gist of what I want to say is that bipartisanism, meaning the prominence of the Democratic and the Republican Party in this country, is really detrimental to everybody's well-being, because I find as I get older and more knowledgeable about politics that both parties at heart have the same kind of corporate interests in mind. They're very, what is the word I'm looking for? Establishmentarian, and I think the only difference really is like social issues. Like, with the Democrats, they're more like pro-LGBT, pro like affirmative action, that kind of thing, whereas Republicans are just not. They want to keep everything the same. It's kind of like conservatives fundamentally don't want change. They think everything was always great about our country, and liberals tend to want to just change things and be progressive, hopefully. But when I registered to vote when I was 18, I registered as a Democrat because the majority of my family is Democrat, and so that's just what I grew up around. I grew up around liberal people, you know, progressive for the most part, but the problem I have with the Democratic Party is that they try to portray that they are progressive when a lot of the time they're people who, like some conservative Republicans, have benefited from the current system and they don't seek to have that much change within it. So I think that, especially as the nominees stand, I feel like Donald Trump, I don't even know what to say about him. There's been so many comments on the internet said about him that I feel like I'm not really adding anything to that discussion. Like, I clearly don't like him as a person and as a politician. I feel like if he's elected, like, oh my god, like, what are we gonna do? I don't even know. But on the same hand, I don't believe that Hillary will be any better at all, because primarily her foreign policy, her credibility, it's just like my whole generation, really, like all these millennials, they don't trust her. Like, we've seen some of the more misguided things that she's done, and what hope do you have left for any kind of sensible policies that she would make? I just feel like she is not the one for our country, and a lot of my family really love her, and we argue about it, and I feel like it's a mess. As Trump says, it's a mess. The one thing that I want to talk about, because I feel like this is such a hushed part of the conversation. Anytime anybody brings up third parties, it's kind of like the conversation turns to, oh, that can't happen, you're wasting your vote, you're making this happen and that happen, when really, like, you should only vote for the person that reflects your views, which in my case, it's Jill Stein from the Green Party. If you guys, which you probably haven't heard of her, you should really, really look into her because she is a true progressive. And being part of the Green Party, she has environmentalism at the core of every policy she has. So that is really important to me as an environmentalist. Don't mind the fact that I'm in a car right now. That's a whole nother conversation that we can have later on, but and I do want this to be like a conversation. So anything that you guys want to contribute to this, like, please leave it in the comments, but make sure that it's something that is contributive. Like, I don't want, like, I mean, nobody really wants all this hate and slander in their comments, but I feel like the political nature of this is going to attract some hate. So please, before you comment though, do your research, and if I need to do some research, please tell me about it. But I think the reason that I like Jill more than Bernie, and I haven't even talked about Bernie yet, which is kind of ridiculous. Jill is better than Bernie in that her foreign policy, it's much more well thought out than Bernie's. I feel like Bernie, and especially on the issue of Israel and Palestine, and that's a whole nother issue that you guys are gonna go off in my comments maybe. With Bernie, he's trying to be so neutral to the point where both sides are attacking him, like, viciously. And I feel like Jill Stein is more of a progressive on that issue. She recognizes that there needs to be reparations in place for the Palestinians, and she's willing to take action towards that. But, you know, Bernie really hasn't recognized that completely. Like, he'll touch on the Palestinian issue, but at the same time, he's trying to, like, placate the, you know, the APEC people, even though he, you know, wouldn't go meet with them. But, yeah, so it's just kind of interesting. I didn't really talk much about Bernie just because I feel like unless Hillary is indicted, he, you know, he doesn't have a chance anymore, which I really hate to say because he stirred up such a revolutionary movement within us. And I feel like when I talk to, like, my little cousins, for example, they're so hyped up about Bernie, and they should be, you know. We're moving in that direction. We're moving in a socialist direction as a country, whether you like it or not. And they like him, and they identify with his message. And so I think somebody like him, you know, should be in office, but Hillary is definitely not that person. Trump is not that person. Neither of these people are trustworthy people, and it's kind of scary that the two people who are front runners to be the president of the United States are people that we cannot trust, people that are irrational and motivated by things other than their core beliefs. So that is pretty much all I wanted to say. I'm sure I'll make some more kind of politically oriented videos like this. Some of you may not like this kind of video, but I think about this stuff all the time, and I wanted to, you know, express it all in one place. I tweet a lot about political issues like this, and so I wanted to make an actual video about it, kind of getting all my thoughts in one place. So like I said, please contribute to this conversation with me. Let me know if there's any other things on this topic that you want me to address, because I'm more than willing to. So if you appreciate this kind of more serious political type of video, please like, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at girlwiththelegs, and just let me know what you think of everything that's going on. Do you feel optimistic? Do you feel horrified like a lot of us are? Also comment if you are willing to vote for a third-party candidate like Jill Stein. And also, you know, if you have something to, like, educate me on that, because I don't really know much about the Libertarian Party. So if you have knowledge on that, please leave a response below. I would really like to watch that. So thank you guys for watching.